Welcome to the Medieval 2 Total War 1v1 tournament best of 3. 16 players single elimination bracket, and this is game 1. Today we have John Wick, also known as Goblin, versus MT Militia. Oh good, they remembered to set the timer. Byzantium for John Wick. Not a faction we usually see. He's got his trebuchet here. Yeah, we don't usually see Byzantium in these tournaments. Versus France, a faction that we do see quite often. Who's gonna win? John Wick? Or, I forgot his name already, MT Militia. Who's gonna win? Balance power fairly even to start off with. And let's begin. Anything special being brought here? Oh, we got a trebuchet. Trebuchet versus trebuchet. Should be interesting to see. Interesting how MT Militia here, also known as Mad City. We'll call him MT Militia. Or maybe just Militia, it's easier to say. He's gone for the full line, whereas John Wick here focusing a bit more on the flanks, a bit weaker in the centre there. Either way, neither side pushing right now. Both sides wanting to hold back, it seems, and play a bit more defensive with the trebuchet. Curious to see who starts the push first. Or are we just going to sit here for a while? Okay, it seems like the Byzantine player, John Wick, is pushing forwards first. But that's on the far flank there. He's got his infantry moving up with the trebuchet, so he's going to go and take the high ground. Which I think is the best place to be. I do think it is better to be on the high ground than the low ground, even if you can use the trebuchet to tempt your opponent a little closer towards you. Right, and here we go, we're actually starting. So the trebuchet for France being pulled back at the time when it should start firing. It should be firing right now, but they're pulling it back. Meanwhile, John Wick's trebuchet is in position on the high ground. So yeah, he's definitely in the better position now at this point. There's a bit of a skirmish about to happen here on the flank. Catching MT Militia's cavalry off guard there, got more cavalry coming through. John Wick has other cavalry on the flank that are having to pull back. Looks like they got a few hit a few times by the crossbows. The trebuchet is actually open. Possible mistake by John Wick there, leaving that open. Some fighting off in the distance there. Yeah, because now MT Militia can just go and neutralise it. First shots coming in, both of them missing. How are MT Militia's shots going to compare? If it fires it. Maybe he doesn't want to fire the trebuchet. Maybe it's more for, you know, just design. Cavalry running past the crossbows and the pike. When you don't want to do this, John Wick, be careful there. Charging your cavalry into... Oh god, what was that all about? Another round of trebuchets coming through, but still, Militia's not fired them yet. What is France doing? Then again, what is Byzantium doing? Right, what's he gonna fire at? Come on. Okay, there we go. We're finally firing straight into the ground. Right, he's aiming at the dismounted Byzantine lancers, but he completely missed. But, you know, the other trebuchets are missing too, so it's fine. I guess it's balanced at least. One of them might have hit, actually. The cavalry fighting over here. France versus Byzantium. I don't know who's got the upper hand. It seems Byzantium, with the infantry support as well. And he's got some more infantry back here as well. The Varangian Guard, I believe it's pronounced. His cavalry's coming in. He's done a hit France in the flank, killing those hospitalers there. Yeah, getting a few kills, but France, I think, got out pretty much just in time. The infantry reinforcements are coming through, and meanwhile in the centre, his infantry's pushing as well. The lancers, they're going for the trebuchet. They're going to try and neutralise that, and I think it only got like one shot in and missed. So yeah, waste of money there for the trebuchet. They're going to hit the pike. When going in for the front though, should focus more on hitting from the side, I think. But oh well, when you're fighting with heavy infantry, it doesn't matter too much. But still, it's always a little better to hit from the side. France breaking in the centre there. Their trebuchet is under attack, but they seem to be doing well on this side, pushing the Byzantines back a bit, and they've got their cavalry through. John Wick bringing his trebuchet a bit further forwards. Still, it's very out in the open bar. And good charge there by France, avoiding the trebuchet shot, hitting the cavalry, hitting the infantry in the middle. Although that being said, balance of power heavily in favour right now of John Wick. He's killed 60% and only lost 33%. Yeah, that's quite good for him. Getting the pikemen in the back as well, and over here, yeah, Byzantium just seems to be winning this one. Definitely got the numbers. Meanwhile, more in the centre, France is definitely struggling. But still, the trebuchets have done nothing. Trebuchets, they're seen best when they're throwing the diseased animals. The poisoned carcass, or whatever it's called. Almost called it cactus. And then another rinse and repeat, the constant hammer and anvil. They're now fighting to the death. Well done, John Wick. Oh, just as I say that, before he loses his stupid general. Well done. But it's over anyway. It seems MT Militia surrendered the first game there, realising it was over. And then the trebuchet shot comes in through the end. So John Wick lost his general, but it wasn't going to be enough for MT Militia. It was already over. Lots of kills there. Good. Well done, John Wick. On to Battle 2. Can he go up to R? Or can MT Militia get the win, taking this to a game 3? They're on the double mound map. Oh, it's a long one. We got a long one ahead. And, they're both in white. That's always so confusing. They can't surely both be Portugal. So, Poland. I forgot about Poland. Alright, so John Wick has gone for the Poles. Spearman on the front there. And I'm assuming MT Militia has gone for Portugal. Portugal is a fairly common choice. Poland, not one we see that often. But we always see Portugal in a tournament. One of the best. You wouldn't think so by the campaign, but in multiplayer, Portugal, impeccably popular choice. Any trebuchet for John Wick? Nah, I'm guessing they're gonna both drop the trebuchets for this one. That would make sense. Yeah, given how they did in the last one. Oh, he's starting very far back. He's got trebuchet then. Okay, so it seems in this one, this is why it's going to take so long. He's all the way back here. He is playing Portugal. MT Militia brought the trebuchet, and he wants to play it defensive now. Just box up in the corner with the trebuchet, I think, is pretty much his plan. Which I don't really like as a strategy. The way these maps are designed, it's meant to be, you've got the high ground here, so, John Wick could just take the high ground now in the centre and wait the hour out, and then get the easy win if he wanted to. Because I don't like people, just falling back playing it too defensive. I want them to both push for the centre. But you know what? If John Wick is happy to fight this, then he's happy to fight it. Good on him. Because he could just sit in the centre here and get the free win. He does have to worry about the trebuchet shots coming in from a distance. But the fact is, he could still probably do it if he wanted to, and hold that high ground advantage. But no, he's not going to play it like that. He wants to, I'm assuming, make the push. That's what we're sort of seeing here with his infantry and cavalry. If he had a trebuchet of his own bar, he could just pull it up here, sit back, have his crossbows on the front, infantry on the front as well, and just bombard from a distance. And he'll probably get the easy win then. He just has to sit there at that point. Yeah, so this is why it's a long battle. They're taking so long to actually get into position. Trebuchet shots coming through. Completely missing as usual. And then the next shot is also going to miss as well. Here we go. The Polish cavalry of John Wick charging through. Just missed again. They got caught a little awkwardly, but he has cavalry reinforcements coming in. The general's bodyguard, and that forces Portuguese cavalry back a bit. Yeah, you don't want to be engaging in that. That saves that cav unit there. Meanwhile, more cavalry coming in for John Wick, hitting them in the back. Engaging the French there. That was a good charge for them, but they don't have numbers. They need more men over here, or they need to retreat. Ooh, The Polish cavalry here absolutely wiping out that dismounted infantry unit. Having to pull out now though. They're a bit worried about that cav unit. If they get caught on the infantry and now just send your own cav in there, yep, they're gonna do it, they've noticed. John Wick knows what he's doing here. And MT Militia's gonna lose a lot more cavalry, getting hit on the flank there as well. That negates his charge and then he gets charged back. Ooh. Infantry not engaging yet, although they are getting poisoned. So they do have to make a quick move there. Over here, Poland pulling his cavalry out. Portugal's forming in his box right now to defend his trebuchet. But it's already starting to fall apart. His crossbows are breaking. And John Wick's crossbows can quite easily take out the trebuchet if they wanted to at this point, if they saw it as an actual threat. The Polish infantry's breaking. We are spectating as Poland right now, so they're fairly even in kills, balance of power is even as well. But I like how it's looking for John Wick. He's already 1-0 up, so all he has to do is get this win, and I think he then goes through to the semi-finals. I like how he's playing it with his cavalry, and cavalry are impeccably valuable in these tournaments. So the more we can keep alive here, the better. He's neutralised the trebuchet, it's broken through. Portugal having to bring some more cavalry round at this point to deal with it. He's got his spearmen marching forwards with cavalry on the reserve. Poland charging this way. Now I think they're a little caught on whatever this is. Yeah, they're caught on the Knights of Santiago right now, and they're about to engage over here as well. So this unit here going to take a beating from all fronts. So slightly in favour of John Wick here. Killed 42%, lost 37%. He's neutralised the trebuchet. He's poisoned, but he's stopped the trebuchet, so he should be fine. His cavalry's broken through to help out on the flank here. Starting to lose a little on this flank though. Portugal definitely has the numbers advantage here. I don't know how the centre's really going for him. It is a difficult one to fight. This charge here, this is going to be a big charge for John Wick. Okay, he pulled the dismounted conquistadors out. Oh, someone died. That was, the problem is they're both in white, so it's difficult to see whose general it was. But I'm assuming it was Portuguese, as I think I saw a bit more blue. Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, he's the one that's starting to break, so I'm assuming MT Militia lost his general there. But I'm not 100% certain. Because I just saw a little bit of blue, but when it's that chaotic, it could be anyone. Especially when they're both in a lot of white as well. Oh, yeah, keep your cavalry away from those pikemen. You don't want to engage in that. Poland, pull out of there. Gotta be careful. Yeah, we've got a dismounted conquistador breaking here, but Poland's breaking too with their infantry as a Portuguese cavalry comes round on the flank, chases them away. That's the crossbowmen they're chasing off. John Wick here thinking of charging the spearmen but having to pull out. Then he goes in for the other crossbow one. He's probably done a break for crossbows. But wow, the balance of power suddenly heavily in favour here of John Wick. He's killed 75%, lost 58%. Doesn't look like it on the map. On the map it still looks fairly even over here. So it could still flip either way. But actually, nah, you know what? John Wick's got a good hold right now. He's got all of his infantry in the middle. Portugal running out of men. MT Militia starting to struggle. There's not that long left on the timer. And with the balance of power definitely this much in his favour as well. That's very helpful. And I'm assuming MT Militia lost his general. That's why it's all suddenly started to fall apart for him. Whereas John Wick's general is still alive. He's still got a lot of cav though. Portuguese cavalry to deal with. That could be a nuisance potentially. And if he's not paying attention to his cav here, he's going to start losing a few. But it's all about what can MT Militia do with this cav unit here. Can he do enough? Probably not when the balance of power is like that. He's lost 85%, only killed 67%. So it's not looking good for MT Militia. And he's got a lot of infantry to deal with, including spearmen. And when you've just got cavalry left, pretty much, what can you really do against that? Probably nothing. He's trying his best with these charges though, but he's got hit in the side. I think it's probably over for him. And well done, John Wick, going up 2-0, going into the semi-finals. Well done, well played. And well done, MT Militia as well. Well played. It was a good game to watch. Thank you for watching. Thank you again to OBG for sponsoring this event and hosting it and everything. And wow, MT Militia actually got more kills, but he just didn't have the morale. And that's what happens when you lose your general there, and you don't have all the cavalry doing all the flanks as well. Well done, John Wick. Well done. Check out the Discord down below if you want to take part in future events. But for now, until the next one, goodbye.